How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Yourself? All right, you have a good one.
Thank you. This is the Dickey Ridge Visitor Center on Skyline Drive. Back in the early 90s, I took a photograph of me, Carrie, and the kids standing right here. On this overlook. How many years ago was that? 91, 01, 11. Wow, 29 years ago? Yes. Hard to believe, but true. I have to keep my eyes open. I was behind a car that had its flashers on. I caught up to him, and he told me that he saw a bear with 2 cubs crossing the road. So I need to keep my eyes peeled. If I'm going to see a bear, I think I'd rather be in a car than a motorcycle, but maybe if I leave them alone, they'll leave me alone. I think I'm going to have my lunch here. This looks like as good a place as any. Signal Knob Overlook. No park is an island. Signal Knob is right there. The northernmost peak of Massanutten Mountain. Well, come on, this is the Jenkins Gap Overlook. Sort of. Time to trim back the foliage, I think. We're definitely having a foliage issue here on these so-called overlooks. Come on, Park Service. Trim those trees. This is the Browntown Valley Overlook. Elevation 2,890 feet above sea level. What are these yellow flowers out? Kind of pretty today, despite the fact that it's cloudy. Park roads are for leisurely driving only. If you're in a hurry, you might do well to take another route now and come back when you have more time. This is no place to rush. I agree. Skyline Drive is both a marvel and a conundrum. I'm not going to bother reading why that is. Gaps in the story. Imagine it's 1740. You're traveling west and you've arrived at this point on Pass Mountain. You have to cross that next mountain on the other side of the valley, and there are no roads to guide you. Where will you cross? Most people would choose the gap or a low spot in the mountain. You see about 16 miles off in the distance. That's it right there, Thornton Gap. Called Newmarket Gap today, that natural passageway makes traveling from one side of the mountain to the other easier, faster, and cheaper, even today. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to be going through that gap in a little while. I think that's the gap how you get from Luray to Newmarket, and there's a road out there that I want to take. It appears to be. Don't drive like Roscoe. Cooters is your one-stop shop for all things Confederate flag related. It's also also in a really cool place just outside of Luray, Virginia. I've done a video about this place before. My goal is to make it up that mountain pass and find the Storybook Trail. That's the next stop. So I just came up this rather janky road with a lot of blind turns. I had to sound my horn for this place, the Massanutten Storybook Trail. I had read about this in a website that I get. I get emails that take me to a website called Only in Your State. And according to it, this is a 1/4 mile long wooden bridge that goes to an overlooking the Massanutten. So let's see what's at the end of this bridge. As we look at the mountains and valleys around us, it is hard to imagine that millions of years ago, this area was part of a shallow inland sea, swarming with life, and that none of the mountains or valleys existed. Yes, that is hard to believe. Oh man, I would have loved climbing around these rocks when I was a kid. Wouldn't this be cool to have in your backyard? All sorts of hiding places. Places to scramble around. Look at this flat rock. Well, look at this. It's a steel platform. And it looks down. That's really impressive. So, Thornton Gap, where I came down on Skyline Drive, I think it's off that way, but I'm not sure. This is quite a view. Definitely worth a little walk. It's impressive. And as always, fools' names and fools' faces are often seen in public places, as my father used to say. Here's an even better place to have lunch than where I had lunch, on this rocky outcropping. Very nice. I've ridden by this spot a number of times before. This is Highway 211 in Page County. And I've always noticed this stuff growing up the side of the hill. But what I never really paid attention to until this trip is the fact that it's also growing up what look like trees. Dead trees maybe? I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's tenacious. Really interesting. Looks like this funny green waterfall. What is this stuff? Is it Pachysandra? Is it the stuff that I would like to plant in my backyard? I don't know. But it's interesting. If I go that way, eventually I wind up in Gainesville and Haymarket and all that outside of Manassas. If I go that way, I go to Newmarket where I can get some gas and take a route north, that is down the valley, and catch 81 and 66 and maybe blow home that way, or even go home by the Valley Pike. I think I'll go that way to Newmarket. I've got plenty of time. It's only 1:38. On to the next leg. There's some more of it. I take North 81 to get home? Or do I take the historic Valley Pike and take it easy? I think I'll choose easy. Valley Pike. North on 11. Back to Front Royal. I stop at the ever-popular Apple House to use the restroom and grab a little something as a snack. A tradition since 1963. .48 miles. This is a great ride. A lot of fun until it started raining in the last 45 minutes or so. But whatever. You just slow down, take it easy.
Ride free, brother. Ride free.